I said this yesterday on the show. We need more investigative journalists like you. You have not given up on this story. You've been going after it since day one.
Well, Rich, thanks for having me on the show, and thank you for following along because, it has been quite a journey the last 10 years covering this story. But you know what? For people that have been following it as closely as I think you and I have, yes, I'm breaking these big exclusive stories and we're getting all this declassified information, but we're not so shocked by what we're learning, right? I mean, it is just information confirming what we have been saying all along. So what I was able to break yesterday, actually, let me set the stage for your audience. So essentially, Special Counsel John Durham, he was the special counsel who was appointed to investigate why the Russia investigation started to begin with. He was appointed just 2 months after Special Counsel Robert Mueller completed his $40 million investigation. That was the investigation that picked up that original FBI investigation that claimed that Trump was colluding with Russia to influence the 2016 election. So John Durham was appointed. He investigated the origins of this investigation. And what we are expecting this week is a declassified annex of John Durham's report. Now, John Durham released his report back in 2023. What he said was that the FBI basically got played and ignored the fact that Hillary Clinton was doing this massive opposition research campaign against Trump, weaponizing the U.S. intelligence community and the FBI to kind of drum up this scandal, this fake Trump-Russia scandal. So John Durham basically puts this in his report, but you know what? Nobody really cared except for us, maybe, because it was the Biden administration. It was 2023. Everyone had had enough. And everyone in the media was pretty focused on all the investigations that had been started about Trump. So what we're expecting this week is this declassified annex, and the annex is going to contain the underlying intelligence that Durham was able to see throughout his investigation that he maybe couldn't have put in his report because it was all classified. So I'm told that FBI Director Kash Patel and CIA Director John Ratcliffe, along with DNI Tulsi Gabbard and Attorney General Pam Bondi, they are all in close coordination as they work to declassify this document, which will ultimately be released by Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley. Now, I was briefed on the contents of this soon-to-be declassified annex. And what we've learned is that the U.S. intelligence community, in the middle of 2016, before this Trump-Russia investigation was ever even opened at the FBI, U.S. intelligence had credible foreign sources. They picked up chatter from these credible foreign sources that said the FBI was going to investigate Clinton's manufactured allegations against Trump. So basically that the FBI was going to work with Clinton to really take seriously and give credence to this drummed up plan that tied Trump to Russia in the 2016 election. Now, we reported 5 years ago that there were documents revealing that CIA director at the time, John Brennan, briefed President Obama that he had received intelligence in July of 2016 saying that Hillary Clinton was going to drum up this plan to distract from the investigation the FBI was running on her private email server. Right. So, again, this is a huge exclusive. The sources are briefing on this document that is soon to be declassified, but we have known this. And now all of these documents and this information finally coming to light and being taken as seriously as it needs to be.
So Brooke Singman, Fox News, great reporting. So to make it simple for a guy like me to understand, it's 2016. We're all talking about Hillary Clinton's private email server, and this is a big conversation. She wants to change the narrative because that's what you do in politics. You try to change the narrative. So the narrative that she tries to change is Trump's a Russian asset. Our government knows he's not. Our government knows this is all BS, or a fugazi, as my people call it. But instead of our government letting everybody know that it's a fugazi, they actually go along with it and help give credibility and legitimacy to it. That's how I view it, Brooke Singman.
That is correct. That's
Yeah.
exactly correct. And we've known this for a while, but there are notes of a July 28th, 2016 meeting with John Brennan in the Oval Office with Obama, with then FBI Director James Comey, with then Attorney General Loretta Lynch, and others, discussing the fact that the CIA had the intelligence that said that Hillary Clinton was drumming up a fake plan to to tie Trump to Russia. Now, days later, John Brennan properly sends this information to the FBI, but guess what? The FBI ignores that intelligence, and on July 31st, 2016, just 3 days later, opens the Crossfire Hurricane investigation, which is the investigation that Trump was allegedly colluding with Russia to influence the 2016 election. Now, this is a whole rabbit hole that we can go down, and there is so much more to come. I wish I could say a little bit extra from what I'm hearing from my sources, but I can't just yet. I'm going to have more this week, and I think it's going to blow your mind. I really do.
Well, I would encourage every single listener to follow Brooke at Brooke Singman for all these updates, because I mean your piece yesterday, and it blew my mind. FBI's controversial Trump-Russia actions predicted with alarming specificity by foreign actors. I mean, that's the crazy thing, is that it's like everybody knew. Other countries knew that the FBI was going to go along with this scam. That's the part of this that I think people need to really take a second and digest this. Like, other countries saw what was happening, saw that this was playing out, and saw that our government was going to go along with the favored candidate, Hillary Clinton, over Donald Trump. And I assume Russia probably saw that too. And I would imagine that Vladimir Putin saw that and was probably pretty happy about that, because it's very obvious from your reporting, Brooke, that he wanted Hillary Clinton to win. Otherwise, as you've raised on this show, he would have leaked all the stuff about her being on elephant tranquilizers or whatever she was on.
100%. And the other thing is just thinking about these foreign sources, right? Don't forget that George Papadopoulos, that is a name we haven't talked about in a little while. George Papadopoulos was a Trump campaign advisor. He was overseas in London. He ended up, I mean, I've interviewed him dozens of times. He got set up and you know, was with a foreign individual, Stefan Halper and Alexander Downer. These are foreign individuals that then brought this alleged intelligence that George Papadopoulos allegedly had, which he didn't. It just is a whole. I hate that I even brought that up, because it's a whole rabbit hole, and I don't think we have time for it right now. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. It is a really important story that the majority of Americans don't know about, because the majority of the media never covered the real story. And that's just a shame and a disservice to the American people, quite frankly, because what do we talk about all the time? Watergate, Watergate, Watergate. Oh, my God, this is a million times bigger than Watergate. To have the entire U.S. intelligence community weaponized against the then sitting president. Like, what? Crazy. But, you know, that's what happened. And so all of these documents
for citizens,
that are being...
You know, I mean, and not, I'm sorry to interrupt, Brooke, but just your point on Papadopoulos and your point on the other people that were surveilled. For American citizens to be spied on by our government because the FISA courts just, you know, slap yes on these requests for warrants. And these judges had an obligation to protect the constitutional rights of these American citizens, and they did not, Carter Page being one.
They did not.
You know, this is what we call a police state. It's I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but I mean, what I learned in college was that when the government's law enforcement and intelligence functions are being used for political activities, and that includes spying on citizens and trying to, you know, elect people as their as you know, that's like literally textbook definition for police state. That's what we were dealing with 100%. Here, right?
Absolutely. And, you know, to bring up FISA, we all started talking about the Trump-Russia probe again because CIA Director John Ratcliffe declassified the 2017 Intelligence Community Assessment, and he revealed that John Brennan, despite knowing that the Steele dossier was discredited an internet rumor, he and Andrew McCabe, the then deputy FBI director, pushed for its inclusion in the ICA. Okay? That's why we're all talking about this again and digging deeper. The Steele dossier was internet rumor. The Steele dossier was used as the basis for the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act warrants against Carter Page. So they used a fake document that they all knew was fake to surveil an American citizen who actually, just to remind everyone, Carter Page was working for the CIA at the time. Do you remember that?
I actually, I don't.
So Carter Page was a CIA source at the time that they were surveilling him, but there was an FBI lawyer who removed that piece of information from the application of the FISA. And that person was charged. Right. His name was James, I forgot his first name, but Kleinsmith was his name. He was charged in the Durham investigation.
Yes. Now that you say that, I remember that. Yes.
Right? When you put this all together, it's like, what? What are you talking about?
And and let's not forget Peter Strzok and Lisa Page. These two lovebirds who were texting, we can't let this guy be president. Don't worry, we'll stop him. Just sweet nothing pillow talk between an FBI lawyer and a Justice Department. It's like there's so much to this. We should do
Peter Strzok. Sorry to interrupt you. Peter Strzok is the one who opened Crossfire Hurricane. He's the one who opened the investigation, the Trump-Russia probe. It's wild, all of it. But you know what? Obama and Clinton right now, you know what they say and the media accepts it? That's all ridiculous. What? They can just say it's ridiculous and then the rest of the media doesn't ask any questions? It's wild because all of these documents are being declassified. It's in black and white. You can't call us conspiracy theorists now. It's right there, right?
Brooke Singman, correct me if I'm wrong, but as the media and James Brennan and Clapper and Comey all go after Tulsi Gabbard and say she's just trying to kiss up to the boss, this is not her intelligence. This is intelligence from the House. This is intelligence from the CIA. And it was John Ratcliffe who got the ball rolling on this. So, if Tulsi's just there to try to impress Trump because he was sour on her for her analysis on Iran, which is what the media is saying right now, what's John Ratcliffe's motivation? He just likes to stir trouble?
Right. And Director Patel over at the FBI, let's just as a reminder, Kash Patel in 2017, 2018 was the chief investigator on the House Intelligence Committee who actually found out that the FISA warrants against Carter Page were fake. So he has been on this from day one. In the first Trump administration, when John Ratcliffe was in Tulsi Gabbard's position as Director of National Intelligence, he declassified dozens of Trump-Russia documents. That's when we learned about that original Brennan-Comey-Obama meeting and the Clinton plan. So these officials have been investigating this forever, from the very beginning, and now they are back in positions of power to continue to deliver transparency and answers to the American people, and we're all going to get to the bottom of it. But you're right. The media wants to pretend that Tulsi Gabbard is cooperating with her other, intelligence community colleagues. I don't, to impress the president. That's ridiculous. That assertion is absolutely ridiculous.
It's just bad spin. Brooke Singman, excellent reporting as always. Keep us posted. Follow Brooke for all these breaking updates because there's another one that's about to drop, I'm sure. At Brooke Singman, Fox News, rising star, doing a great job on this. 10 years now, investigative journalism at its finest. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you so much, Rich.